You don't have a productivity problem. You have a graveyard, 47 browser tabs, 300 screenshots, a watch later list longer than most people's actual watch history, a digital waiting room for the people you want to be, the chef, the investor, the guy with abs. Every saved link is a tiny funeral you never showed up for. And here's the cold part. You weren't collecting information, you were buying relief. The second you hit save, your brain got its hit of dopamine and quietly filed the whole thing under handled. You didn't learn a damn thing, you just felt like you did. Here's the part nobody tells you. The apps you're using were built by people who studied exactly how your brain works. And they didn't build a system to help you finish anything. They built one to make finishing feel unnecessary. Every save for later button, every red notification dot, runs on a principle scientists have understood for almost a century. Random, tiny rewards are the most addictive kind there is. That's not a willpower problem. That's a rat in a cage problem, and you're the rat. You're not failing at organization. The game's rigged, and it was rigged on purpose. Think about a squirrel burying nuts it'll never dig back up. Half of them just rot underground while the squirrel starves 2 feet away. That's you right now, sitting on 400 gigabytes of someday. At some point, you've got to make the ugly, unglamorous decision. Stop burying, start eating, pick one saved thing, and actually finish it today. How's the workout plan going? Oh, great, I've got it all saved. You've said some version of that 100 times. To your coworker, to your mom, to yourself in the mirror at 6 a.m. And every time some part of you flinches because saved isn't the same as done, but admitting that out loud feels like admitting you're behind, so you don't. You just smile and open another tab. Because saved belongs to a fictional character. We all have this imaginary future version of ourselves living in a perfectly optimized tomorrow. Future you has endless energy after a 9 to 5. Future you wakes up at dawn to learn conversational French and meal prep organic vegetables. You keep saving things for that person, completely ignoring that the only person who actually exists is the exhausted you, right here, right now, staring at a glowing rectangle. And let's be honest about why you're really saving that stuff. It's not just curiosity, it's the chef you want to be seen as, the investor, the guy with the six-pack. You're not hoarding information, you're hoarding an identity you haven't earned yet. That's not shameful, by the way. Wanting to look capable, wanting to be seen as someone who's got it together. That's just an old survival wire, the same one that once told your ancestors to stockpile food before winter. You're not broken. You're just aiming the instinct at the wrong pile. Maybe you already tried to fix this, deleted the whole bookmarks folder in one big cathartic sweep. And by the following Tuesday, you had 40 new tabs open again. So what? The habit runs deeper than a folder, and backsliding doesn't make you a lost cause. The world didn't end. Nobody's tracking your tab count but you. Closing those tabs is going to feel bad. A small, real pinch of loss, like ripping off a bandage. Let it. The Stoics had a version of this idea a long time ago. You don't get to control what shows up in front of you, only what you do with it. The discomfort of deleting isn't a warning sign, it's the treatment working. Think about the low-grade hum of anxiety that sits at the base of your skull every time you open your browser. That's not just screen fatigue, it's the psychic weight of 1,000 unmade decisions staring back at you. Every unread article is a tiny, microscopic obligation you've tied around your own ankle. You're dragging this massive, invisible parachute through your day, wondering why you feel too exhausted to actually engage with the real world. I'll say this plainly, I don't have this figured out either. I've got unread books stacked by my bed and a watch later list I'll never clear. Nobody does. But here's the one rule that actually holds up. Fear doesn't get to be the one deciding what you delete and what you keep. If you're only holding on to something because letting go scares you, that's exactly the thing you need to let go of first. So here's the boring, unsexy method. Give yourself 10 minutes, once a week, call it your graveyard shift, and mass delete anything you haven't touched. Turn off the notification badge on your Read Later app. That little red number is not a debt you owe anyone. And stop checking 12 news sources like you're running a war room. Nobody needs that much hypervigilance. Most of what you're staying informed about, you'll forget by dinner anyway. And no, this isn't one of those just believe in yourself fixes. Losing the habit is going to suck for a while. But actually deleting a file you paid attention to for nothing, is the only teacher that's ever worked on anybody. Every dead tab you close without opening is data. It's your brain finally telling you the truth about what you don't actually care about. There's probably one folder you haven't touched in years. The language course you never finished, the business plan, the whatever. Because opening it means facing that you never really tried. That folder isn't information anymore. It's a wound with a file extension. And you've got exactly 2 moves here. Keep running from it by piling more folders on top, or open the damn thing and finally learn what it's actually asking of you. And look, the shame you feel about your own mess, every single person scrolling past you right now has the same graveyard on their phone. Different file names, same funeral. You're not uniquely lazy. You're not uniquely behind. You're just a normal brain drowning in more information than any human brain was built to hold. That's just what it's like to be alive with a phone in your pocket right now. So drop the story that you're just a disorganized person or bad with follow-through. That's not what's happening here. The math is simple. No human being can process the amount of information hitting them every day. None. The people who seem like they've got it together aren't smarter. They just apply more and archive less. Doing one small thing beats knowing 1,000 things every single time. They understand that real life is inherently clunky. It has friction. Boiling an egg, writing a single terrible paragraph, doing one clumsy push-up. These things require moving physical matter through space. It's messy. The internet offers you the frictionless illusion of progress, but it's a ghost town. You can't build a house out of digital blueprints. So here's the flip. You've been living like a shelf, something things get stacked onto. Stop that. You're not a server. You're not built to store the internet's homework. You're the one who decides what gets built today in the one version of your life that's actually running right now. Not in some cloud you're renting space in. Every folder you clear out is square footage. Every tab you close is a wall coming down so you can build something in that space instead of just staring at the blueprint forever. So build it. Stop feeding the feed and start feeding your own life. Keep the delete button close. It's the sharpest tool you own, and using it on purpose is an act of self-respect, not defeat. And keep one honest friend nearby. The version of you that actually shows up today, not later. That's the whole trade. Less stored, more lived. Close the tab, go live the thing.